most importantly, the guy Philon Brown is one guy that I've actually impacted my life to very, very, very well. Because even though we don't play the genre, what we do is different. But I think he covered strong during the dancehall thing, and he was doing the root talk again, and he was an inspiration to me too. I love the way he sounds. I love the way he does his things. Yes, the vibe that's always around Philon Brown. Philon is a great guy.
I used to listen to Philon Brown's music, but I thought it was a foreign artist. The standard of the music was more foreign until I started coming close to Philip Shamel. So I visited the Shamel house and I saw him in the start there. So the Shamel now told me this is the person that sang the song. We were had hopes. Philon Brown, Philon Brown wanted not everything to be. Philon Brown thought by now he will be somewhere in the States. Because when even talking now, I keep wondering why Philon never had the privilege to taste his music out of Nigeria. Because he actually has a kind of music that the entire world would have loved to see that artist. If you look at the one of the Power of the Hidden Hope, the whole songs there sounds like foreign musicians.
Hi, welcome to the AkweyaTV podcast. And this is the podcast we use for having conversations that are not easy to have as whole episodes on radio. And we are dealing with a very challenging point for some of us that have been part of Nigeria's entertainment history, watching from the sidelines and sometimes throwing our foot in the ring. And this is something that we feel there's a whole community crying at this moment, and we do have no other option than to be supporters of the industry, supporters of those who are weeping and mourning at this time. It's a whole family, biological family, and at the same time, the musical family mourning the loss of the phenomenal Philon Brown. Philon Brown was born Philip Aondona, and he was from Benue State. He was so many things. He was a dancer, a thespian. He was a musician, a multi-talented guitarist, instrumentalist. He played the conga. He played so many things. He had so much control of his voice, and we could see how from his first album, and the only album ever, he did something that was way ahead of his time. And you're going to hear from his contemporaries who themselves felt inspired by the works he produced. And this is just the first part of a multi-part series of podcasts from AkweyaTV. As Philon Brown gets buried on the 14th of June, we look forward to bringing you some more sound bites and some more things from the funeral and from the artists themselves who are participating in this. We were supposed to have Honorable Dave Auna, and we're going to have him in subsequent episodes. He's a Scoutmaster General of the Federation of Nigeria, but he's also a P-man patron in Benue State. He is also from the same locality as the late Philon Brown. In this podcast, you're going to hear how did Philon Brown go about his music? Why was he considered one of the greatest that came out of Benue? Why did his career not fly the way it should have globally? He sounded so much like Magic Fashek, and when Magic Fashek left the shores of Africa to New York and Jamaica, was doing all those, people thought that Philon Brown was going to fill his shoes. You're going to also hear in this podcast what happened to Philon Brown in Togo, where at that time Fidel Shamel was playing. How was he received there? How was his music received in different parts of Nigeria? And one information you have never heard before: did Philon Brown ever get married? Did he have children? Listen to this podcast to the end, and you're going to hear sparkling and amazing revelations that you never heard before about this phenomenal musician. Let's start straight with one song from Philon Brown. This sounds like too much of a shocker coming from someone who should be a roots reggae artist. I guess I should introduce you to something else, which you've heard before. One man's soul is another man's target. That was a super hit for Philon Brown everywhere he went, and even in life and death. This is one song that puts him way apart from the rest in terms of how his roots reggae sounds. And his composition was so much ahead of his time. I'm going to let you listen to One Man's Soul, and then we will have one of our interviewees come in, and then I'll play some more songs from the album. blown away, you're highly excused to be blown away. And this is 30 years ago in 1992. In fact, the recording was around 1991 when Philon Brown went to Enugu and Lagos to do all of this work. But his whole song arrangements and grooming were done right there in Makurdi. And nobody believed that all of this kind of precocious talent was happening in Makurdi. And this was from essentially a youngster who was 19, 20, 21. By 1992, when this album was being launched in reality, he was 22. He was born in 1970. And here we were having an experience of what should be happening, say, in Jamaica, or even if it came to Africa, you'll be thinking of somewhere in Lagos. We had a conversation with one of his childhood friends and fellow and colleagues in the music industry, Nick Thompson. Nick Thompson encountered Philon at various levels. They were bosom friends, and you're going to hear what he has to say about Philon Brown, and I'll leave you to form your judgment.
For me, okay, like everybody is saying, it's a loss that the entirety of Benue artists will not forget in a hurry. He's a Hall of Famer, and he's a great guy. He was like a brother to me. At a certain point, I was even living with Philon Brown. We were together, go to shows together, and even eat in the house. Sometimes we just walk from there to my family house to eat together. He was a very good friend. We shared clothes together, and Philon has been a wonderful friend of mine. Even when he lost his mom, he had to call me. His family started, and he was like, I'm one person that is so dear to him. I should help bring the first lady back from Kaduna then, which was in ABU. So I just took the situation with her then. So we did, and I went, and we came back together. Since then, I actually have been a very good friend of the family. But most importantly, the guy Philon Brown is one guy that I've actually impacted my life to very, very, very well. Because even though we don't play the genre, what we do is different. But I think Cover Strong doing the dancehall thing, and he was doing the root talk again, and he was an inspiration to me too. I love the way he sounds. I love the way he does his things. Yes, the vibes that's always around Philon Brown. Philon is a great guy. I love him, and I will miss him so much. I will miss him so.
Can you share with us how you met Philon Brown? How was the interface like? When did you meet him?
Yes.
And how did that friendship start?
Well, basically, I think the whole thing started when I ventured into music as a career then. I was still in school, St. Gabriel. Already they were doing their thing in school. But they started hearing of one certain Nick Thompson that is still a Gabrielite, and but he's quiet about music in school. Yeah. So they started calling me to come maybe after we close or during break time. We go to a class and sit together and start singing, and everybody coming up with their songs. And they discovered that this guy is very, very good too. That's how me and Philon started. We became friends in school.
All right.
Then, because we then the Irish squad that I belong to, we are like the face agents that time. So we started, and the state got to know us. While they were doing their own, they were not really known that time. But when we all came together, then the Rodo Stars came up, the Crown Ghetto Youths came up, and different bands started just emerging like that. And
Okay.
we all got intertwined and got waxed together and became like something that cannot be broken easily.
Yeah. Can you take us
Philon, I will miss Philon so much.
Can you take us through? Do you remember when he started recording, and what was it like at that time?
The One Man Soul album, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yes, I remember when he started recording. He was recording. I think he recorded some of the songs in Lagos. I think some in
Enugu.
Enugu area.
Tabansi Records.
Tabansi Records. Enugu, yes. And I even remember very well when he came back when the album was to be launched that time.
Yeah.
I think
Benue Hotels.
I remember we sat together, myself and Road Boy, with him, and we were like, then it came in cassettes, right?
Yeah, in cassettes, yeah.
Yes.
They weren't CDs then.
Yeah, they were in cassettes, isn't it?
Yeah. The CDs were just coming in.
They were in cassettes, right?
Yeah, they were in cassettes.
But I know that we are the ones, myself and Ruben, that we are using these stealing machines we are in the and just stealing the distance with those polythene.
Yeah.
We are stealing there. We steal and slept there that night. Before they took it for
those cassette days.
You guys have now. We don't have it then.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, if you look at the Power of the Most High album, which song would you say is your favorite, either because of its lyrics or the performance,
If you ask me, the one I love the most would be the Mama song.
Oh,
the
interesting.
Song for his mom, because the mom too was very fond of me.
Yeah.
So I love that song. One man soul, there was so many songs on it, so I don't really consider it that much for me.
Okay.
And it was the Jali, that's Bob Marley's song, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't really have much listening for those ones. But that Mama song, the song for his mom, I love that song because Philon was so dear to Philon. And if he's singing that song, I can feel it. I can feel the connection between him and his mom.
Very true.
At a certain point, I'm saying this because even one day he told me something that, I lost my mom in Thompson, and I miss her so much. It's as though I have nobody again. So each time Philon is singing that song with his guitar, which the mom bought for him from London. Yes, I mean something like I used to feel some kind of a cold wind entering into my body.
Even me, when I listened to the album recently, it still feels that soulful. The song is really touching. I was listening to all the other songs, but this song still popped at me. And I think it's one highly underrated song. What I'll do is I think I'll pause here and then play the Mama song for the benefit of those who may not be able to visualize what we're talking about.
Wherever you are, may your soul rest in peace, Mama. song. Everything I do seem to go wrong, Mama. What can I say? Mama, what can I do? Then Azania came calling 3 days after we lost you, Mama. Then I told her the news. Then she ran and she cried, but I could not help watching. So I cried all alone, Mama. Wherever you are, may your soul rest in peace. Yes, I know. Yeah, I've read in my soul. Lord knows I cried. Yeah, I've tried in my soul. See that you live on, but it wasn't the wish of God. And wherever you are, may your soul rest in peace. Oh. Oh, Mama, things have never been the same since you left. Oh, Mama, everything is so hard, and I will always carry on from where you stop, Mama. And I will always keep a legacy now till the end. Yes, I've found it, Mama. And I've prayed in my soul. And Lord knows I've cried. And I've prayed in my soul. Say that you live on, but it wasn't the wish of God. And wherever you are, may your soul rest in
So you can feel the real soulful sadness in that song, and the artist transports you into how he felt while writing that song. And even if that was fictional or that was real, it's the delivery in it that really made a difference to me. So I asked Nick Thompson if he has any memories of shows where he performed alongside Philon Brown, and how that experience being on stage with him performing, how he's able to transport the audience was like.
Yeah, Philip Brown. I think the only show that I can remember. Okay, there are a couple of shows anyway that we had back then, because I remember our days that we go to Dolphin Complex to perform. Different bands coming to perform one after the other. I've only been I wouldn't say a privilege, because that time our team is a big team, so maybe I would say we were all privileged to have each other back then, helping ourselves. So Philon was playing the congas for us, I think, sometimes too. And that was the most about it. When it's time for him to sing, he comes forward to sing his project songs. Those let the righteous take over the world, stuff like that. Yeah, and he delivers it very very well, like just like Magic Person. So
he was really good at
great
that.
experiences, wonderful times on stage with Philon. I think I used to play the bass guitar sometimes for him too, and with the likes of Fidel Shamel.
Yeah. Fidel, we're going to talk to Fidel.
All of us.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Where is
Yes,
Go ahead.
yes.
Go ahead. Yeah.
He's not heard about this. Maybe I'll call him tomorrow and let him know.
Okay. All right. Okay. That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did Philon's career not really fly? As his bosom friend, do you have an idea why?
Yeah. Philon, Philon is from a place where everybody wants to go to school. In Nigeria, at that particular time, in most families, even in my family, I actually went to school in Odoh. Because nobody wants to support you. They want you to go to the university and graduate, probably so you can get a white collar job. And they are thinking doing the music stuff is a waste of time. So it doesn't really mean anything. Even in their own time, our parents they had guys like bongos that did music and became a celebrity, made a lot of money, Ebenezer Obey and their likes. But still, they don't want their own children, and they dance to those people's songs. But they don't want their own children to toe that line. So that's one of the things that affected Philon. Even the parents of Philon Brown. Not if I say parents, I might be wrong because the mom supported to an extent, but the father did not really support Philon's musical career. And because the other children, the other siblings, they are all schooling, and they wanted him to school as well. But he does not really want to school. He wanted to do the music thing that maybe subsequently in later years he might go to school. That was the plan then. But after he must have blown musically.
Yeah, but he later went to school, right? I think he had a degree.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah, he had a degree in theater or something.
Probably it should be a situation of, now that maybe this music is not happening.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. I might be wrong.
No, that sounds plausible.
Now that this thing is not happening, let me just go get this certificate and have it to at least to help me. Or maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that sounds
that's
really...
That's the way I look at it.
Because times were changing and... Yeah. Anyway, I have to let you go, Nick Thompson. Thank you so much for talking to AkweyaTV on this podcast. And
thank you.
I wish
very
you the
much.
best. I wish you the
Thank
best.
You very much.
Have a safe journey.
I appreciate this.
Thank you so much. It's really my pleasure. You. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
All right. So, on AkweyaTV, we are having a lot of people to talk to. We bring you history, art, culture, and development. We believe that there's a link between our history, our art, and our culture, and how it's going to lead to development. We're calling Slimkul. Slimkul is a younger artist who has been inspired by the works of Philon Brown, and we do hope because Hi, Slimkul. My name is Odoh Diego Okenyodo. I'm calling from AkweyaTV, and we're doing a story on Philon Brown. Yeah, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, Slimkul?
Hello?
Yes. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I said my name is... Oh, good evening. Good evening. I said my...
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, the network is really fluctuating. But just to say, I'm calling from AkweyaTV. We're based in Abuja. We are trying to do a story on Philon Brown podcast.
Okay.
Yes.
Philon Brown.
Yes. So we just want to have your opinion. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
It's a legend in Benue State.
Yes.
It's a legend in Benue State and Nigeria of North.
Yes.
When growing up in Benue State, I used to listen to his music.
Okay.
And Bonuma, I thought he was a foreign artist.
Okay.
No, I used to see him around.
Oh, the network is really...
And God. His music, I thought it's a foreign artist that sang it on. I started coming closely. Hello?
Hello, Slimkul. Maybe I should change how I call you. I'll look for another network.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I want to...
Hello?
I want to change to a different line and call you to see if that's going to produce... Yes, if that's going to produce a better call. We're in Nigeria, where this network sometimes malfunction a lot, and we're going to try another line and see if that's going to give us. So on AkweyaTV, we'll do everything to bring you the best of the arts, culture, and history. So I'm trying to dial him with another line now, and let's see.
To copy this tune, press 1.
I'm copying your tune, man. All right. I pray this goes.
Hello?
Yes. Hello, Slimkul. This is Diego again.
Huh?
Yes. Okay.
It's better.
Okay, it's better, right?
So, as I was saying, I used to listen to Philon Brown's music.
Okay.
But I thought it was a foreign artist.
Mm-hmm.
The standard of the music was more foreign.
Okay.
Until I started coming close to Philip Shamel.
Okay.
So I visited the Shamel and I saw him in the start there. So the Shamel now is the person that sang the song.
Okay.
But as a coming up artist, his music inspired me so much. If I do better in music now, it's people like Philon Brown, Philip Shamel, and the rest.
Great.
Their music changed my sound, the way I sing. And so that is why even when we are doing rehearsals, we did rehearsals yesterday and today. I made sure participate. I was doing back of the center and doing cameraman, doing everything to make sure the teaching area. So that since I did not have opportunity to sing for him or sing with him, let me just do my best. Do my best for him so that wherever he is, his blessings will follow me.
Yeah, amen. Amen.
He's a great man.
Yeah, thank you. He's really a great man.
Yes, sir.
He's really a great man. Thank you so much. Yeah, so which one of his songs would you say is the most inspiring for you?
One man's soul is another man's target.
Yes, sir. That's the one everyone says.
One man's soul is another man's target.
Very true.
The song. Everybody was just vibing. Even people that were passing around, they were just enjoying the music. The music is too inspiring.
Yeah. Very true. Very
I
true.
even wrote a tribute song for him, but was more opportunity to record it because of time factor.
Okay. Okay. Now, just for the benefit of those who might not know you properly, and I didn't introduce you properly, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe your music or your career, just for our audience to know you?
Okay, they call me Slimkul. My real names are Iho, Shamel, and Wilfred. But my stage name is Slimkul. Born and raised in Makurdi. Born and raised in Makurdi from the 20 to 30.
Okay. Okay.
And I sing more of gospel music.
Okay. Okay.
Inspirational music.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking with us on AkweyaTV.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. sad, but we're happy for the very positive testimonies. And now, before we go to the interview, the most explosive interviews with Fidel Shamel, in that interview, you're going to hear about the things that some people do not love about Philon Brown. And Fidel Shamel never holds back. He went to school with Philon Brown from the age of 7. They were both born in 1970. And they went to school together from 1977. And they lived close to each other. So don't go away. We're going to play 2 Philon Brown songs. And then we come to Fidel Shamel interview. Reggae music. You dish me with music. Now we go to Jah Leaves, his cover of Bob Marley's song. And you can imagine what Philon Brown did with this one. told you about Philon Brown's vocal prowess, his ability to control his voice. You can see that clearly here, where Philon Brown's voice plays between Magic Fashek, Bob Marley, Steel Pulse. You know, you could feel all of that happening in this song, Jah Leaves, which was written by Bob Marley in 1975 in response to the death of Haile Selassie. If you remember, Haile Selassie was killed by the people who were in Ethiopian government, and they felt that they were going to erode his legacy. And of course, the Rastafarians think of Haile Selassie as God that has come back again, and therefore Bob Marley wrote this and released it as a single to assure all Rastafarians that Jah was still alive and they could not have killed God. And he said, nobody, you can't kill God. So that's actually why Jah Leaves was written, and it was a single. It never was in an album as far as I know. Anyway, that's just a little bit of history, and maybe again part of the history. I remember when Philon Brown wanted to work on this song, and it was Amedo, my brother, Amedo, who actually suggested the song to Philon Brown, and they were working on the song. He was always in the house. I'm sure I'm going to get Amedo to talk some more in the subsequent episode of this podcast. But let me just go straight to my conversation with Fidel Shamel. Say Rasta Fidel Shamel. Tiamka Rasta Fidel Shamel. You need to listen to this guy. If you see him on stage plucking the guitar and all of that. Fidel is a policeman. He played in the police band, so he was recruited as a policeman, wearing uniform like every other person else. But it was just music that got him into the police. And you can feel his knowledge of music whenever you speak to Fidel Shamel.
Huh?
Just listen. You wouldn't be bored.
Yes. I get it. Yes. Well, was a guy who spent some time. I met Philon, who came in contact for the first time around 1976 when they created the Benue Plateau, where the state was created for Benue Plateau. The father, because the father was a staff with Benue Plateau government under the they came and started Benue State there. I was also a child that was interested in music. I feel on too. At that time, you see this program having people moving around in Bali first. The church was there, not far from the house, near the railway station, Hudco Street. So I clear a good church. I would say when we went primary school, started primary school at the age of 7, I did it 7.
Wow.
We started together.
Wow.
One thing I can always say about Philon Brown is philosophy. The philosophy behind his music. I think if you have a nice time listening to the music of Philon Brown, you'll discover that he is a born talent. So we've listened to Philon Brown for so long. We've listened to him. And that is just that we shall all die someday when it comes. I've never heard somebody sing like Philon Brown.
Wow.
I've never seen a creative artist like Philon Brown.
Coming from you.
I remember when he was about to launch his album. Then I was playing a band. I was with a band somewhere in Luma. So Philon came to Lagos and tried to find a way to get to him. I remember so well when people heard his music and were thinking he was a part of Mali's family. And again, two about it, two of the TV stations we went to, they were referring to him as another Magic from Nigeria. So I'm saying he was another descendant of Bob Marley and the rest. You know, it would be nice for people like you to even make some time and write a book about Philon. But Philon lifestyle and his music, we have something very unique. Philon Brown believes in the power of hidden hope.
The power of the hidden hope.
Philon believes he was a deep thinker. He was somebody who loved prayers. He was not too far from that. I'm very sure that as you speak now, Philon should be somewhere in Zion.
Amen.
Philon should be in Zion.
Amen.
But Philon has lived a life that so many people cannot live. Philon don't care about you have your money. He doesn't care about things. Just after his creativity. Every now and then, about goes to the battle to back, we hear him singing also the battle of his voice. Philon Brown is a unique person. I remember when sometime in around 1989, when we started what we call the crowd getting it was Odoh Jones that discovered Philon. So Philon brought
Coach
Jones.
George Olofu of Youngsters.
Left secondary school, not to Uganda.
Coach Jones of the Youngsters. Is that the Coach Jones?
Youngsters, yes.
Oh.
It was Coach Olof Jones that formed the Crown Ghetto Youth. And the Crown Ghetto Youth were Philon Brown, myself, Joby Coco Tata.
Okay. Tata.
Mike
Slade and Blade.
Eugene Ogleba, Popadish, Control.
Popadish.
We have a lady called Carol. Sister Carol was also a dancer with the Ebony Tears.
Okay.
A very good singer. So, I think she was as around Odoh or something around there.
Okay.
Very fine girl. I understand that Carol is late now.
That's so sad.
Philon Brown is an inspirator. If you spend some little time with Philon Brown and you understand his life, you see that Philon Brown, if you're not fortunate, if you're creative, you discover that Philon Brown starts investing you on positive things. He was into music.
Wow.
Philon Brown, in fact, if we start talking about Philon Brown, we'll keep talking because as I'm talking to you, I can see him, I can see Philon. I feel I've never seen a dynamic young man like Philon Brown.
Wow.
I've never seen a dynamic young man like Philon Brown.
Wow.
He doesn't care about who you are. He doesn't care about what you have. He doesn't care about where he comes from. He doesn't stand if you're looking at him positively or you're looking at him negatively. Philon don't care. But was such nice. But it's quite unfortunate that death is something we can't stop. And then life that I keep wondering how somebody do such.
Mm.
You know what? We launched his album. There was around maybe year 92, 93, 92. When we launched his first album.
Mm.
His music was above when he launched the album.
Yeah.
Up till now, if you listen to songs of Philon Brown, you discover that Philon was singing ahead of time.
Yeah.
Just like Bob Marley.
I agree.
Just like Bob Marley. Philon is something else. Philon is such a unique person. We started primary school the same day. His number was just 1 day ahead of mine in primary school. We were the people in 1977. And from then, I have been a friend to Philon. If we have 10 minutes in a place, I think out of that 10 minutes, we will use 4 minutes to make a lot of trouble. If you are not coming there for the first time, you will be thinking maybe we will fight, or you never see us. But the remaining 6 minutes, we must do something useful. And in the next 10 more minutes again, you will see us behaving as if we were going to fight physically. But there are some certain things about Philon Brown that right from time I didn't like, and I keep wondering why such things does such things. Philon find it so difficult to forgive somebody, mostly when you offend. He had that lifestyle. Before the death of Philon Brown, he was always around my place because he Philon was like another son to my mother. My mom realized Philon, she's Philon's mom. I remember on several occasions that Philon will even bring raw meat. Raw meat from his home house. I Julius brothers and bring the meat down. My mother will prepare some one. The meat prepared as pepper soup. He loved drinking, even though when he was asked from the hospital of drinking, I didn't know what actually came into Philon's mind that Philon became so serious about the life and he drank long to drink more. He drinks more. There was a second time I asked something that Philon Brown, find a place in your heart. Why don't you forgive? Try and forgive people. You might be hurt by some certain things. No, the life is not balanced. Life cannot just be balanced. Even though if Jesus Christ comes back again to the world physically and is to do something is to heaven will never be empty. Hell will never be empty. Because hell must have people. Anything that was in the creation of the creativity of God, the Creator, can never be left empty. So if you don't learn how to forgive people, try. You don't have a problem with anybody. You don't have a problem with anybody. But if you repeat one thing for a very, very long time, and Philon was not that fighting. He's always fighting. He was always fighting intelligently and intellectually. He was a good fighter. He could fight back. And he loves his mother so much, just like the way I do love my mother. The love of Philon for his mother was so pronounced and so shown. At that time, I remember vividly when the mom went to the UK
Yeah.
Original guitar was guitar that most of us affected our guitar fingers on.
Oh.
There are so many things we cannot forget about Philon Brown. It is one of the most reasons why since yesterday we were on rehearsals of this musical concert. And as my studio singer, we just ended this evening, not this night, not too long, not about 3 hours, but we ended Philon's rehearsals in preparation for this very farewell concert, musical concert. And by virtue of who Philon is, Philon Brown happens to be the first musician in the entire nation that will be having a farewell concert since the creation of Benue. I don't know of the past artists, but from when we started, I think it is the first that will have a live concert.
Yeah. Yeah.
From Benue volunteer artists and those who are his contemporaries, the likes of Root Boy.
Yeah, but I think there was one for Joe Braz when Joe Braz died, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we did for Joe Braz, but the kind of concert we did for Joe Braz then, we were at that time we were still children. We were not that matured as today.
Yeah.
We were not having the technical know-how of doing things. We were mourning, and Joe Braz was a true Rasta man, and one of the only Rasta man then. And that was when reggae was springing in Nigeria so hard. So when Joe Braz died, we had to do what we can do, because Joe Braz is one person who boosted the music industry in Benue among the youth.
Yeah.
He wasn't a musician per se, he was a DJ. He was a DJ. But Joe Braz would want to sit down and watch us play. So if we complain about anything, Joe Braz would do anything. Anyhow, at his first to make sure that he acquires that instrument for us to play. So, Braz, yeah, we buried Joe Braz with a concert. So that's the thing about the lingo we talk about. That people say about the key man, I'm a key man. It is the first time the key as the people will be telling the musician in this manner. In a normal way, if my people in Benue were such kind of people that could honor people by who they are, if not the level of politics that are taking over our state, that this person does not belong to this party, this does not belong to this party. Philon Brown is supposed to be the pillar of the Hall of Fame in Benue.
Yeah.
Because Philon Brown's contribution to the musical industry of Benue is something else.
Yeah.
Philon Brown is not just a musician. Philon Brown died with a degree in theater art.
Yeah.
He was a theater. During his secondary school, he was a theater dancer. Philon knows how to dance very well because he comes from Naka. He then went this great dance from the Yari people, the money dance. Philon Brown was an expert in money dance, as if he grew up in the village, but because he was born an artist, he was born a musician.
Yeah.
Philon Brown was born a creator. He knows how to dance very well. There's so much to be said about Philon Brown that I cannot say all, because once you want to say something about Philon Brown, another one start coming into your head. Philon Brown is an embodiment of talent. He was a good guitarist, a good Spanish guitar player. He composed songs. Brown, if you look at in his first album, Philon has some wonderful tracks. But one thing about him is that he makes sure that he arranged his music by scoring the bass lines, scoring some horn parts. He loved horns so well because when we were coming up, we loved horns because Cherubim and Seraphim it's a church that was having a lot of the brass among them. So we grew up being part of the brass was that we don't love the horns part very well. It was Philip Brown who even introduced us to the Nigerian police band.
Oh,
In Makodi, because
interesting.
Philip Brown, the zeal for music of Philip Brown was beyond some of us. I can't lie to you, Philip Brown influenced me more to be the Christian I am today. He put challenges in my life so well. He always make me feel we will make it someday. We must make it someday. As he was doing music from the beginning, it was against the will of his family people, his parents, but because Philon had respect for the mother and he tried to live up his life, the mom gave him all the support. The father later did too. When I was thinking the father was not supporting him, was when I discovered that the father was actually supporting Philon Brown. Because I remember when we came to launch his album.
Yes.
When I came from Benue, I brought the cassettes down to Makodi first. We had to wait in Lagos to come down to Benue with Maria Benson, who sang in the studio with him on a Philon Brown song. The track. The duet with the song. I insisted and brought that lady from Lagos to Benue to Makodi town to do that song. On the day of the launching, I can see it was the father driving his car himself. It was a 504 GL. We hit the vehicle. We packed musical equipment from the hotels back to the police bar. So that was when I truly knew that Philon's father was not too against his music. But the man as somebody who had a passion for vision so much, and saw that if Philon were a little bit educated more, Philon could do better and do many. He insisted, and later on, Philon Brown joined the university. I think within the age of about 49, 50, Philon went to the university and was able to go on the degree in theater art.
Okay.
Came out with flying colors. Or other lecturers confesses that Philon Brown, he could not teach Philon Brown story because one of the head of the departments of theater art was John Bona, who happens to be a member of the same theater troupe Philon Brown was with. Before we started the kitchen, before we started the kitchen, Philon Brown was one of the members of the
Ivory Theatre.
Ivory Theatre.
Yes, Ivory Theatre.
Ivory Theatre, who later became
Ebony, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that troupe in Makodi. So people that you say Dr. Ona was also a member of the theatre troupe. I remember the wife of my person friend Eugene Gwer, by name Gwer was also a member of the theatre troupe. We do with them sometimes because when we have some performance and we need some good dancers, we always run to them to give us, provide us some dancers. Philon Brown is a good man. Philon Brown died a great man. But I feel for Philon because this is the time we expected something great from Philon Brown. now that we have come of age,
Yeah.
and Philon, the hopes I was thinking we could do a lot of things in life, musically and the rest, that has taken Philon Brown off Mother Earth.
Mm.
One of the only thing I can say is that I wish him internal rest, and I pray God God keeps Philon very safe in Zion.
Amen. Amen.
Philon Brown in Zion someday.
Okay. Before you go, what about his family? Do you know anything about his family life? Did he have children, a wife, or?
Philon Brown was not married.
Wow.
Philon Brown, these are things we cannot just go talk about now, because as a starting friend, that sometimes we go out, music takes us out, we spend some time before coming back to Makurdi.
Yeah.
Because as at that time, Book was one of the economic hub of Benue, because of the Benue cement that was in Boko. Life in Boko was filled with entertainment and the rest. So
yes.
I used to know of a lady who has some intimate affairs with Philon Brown, and the lady complained of we were kids, and we could escape from responsibilities. We could run away, even though when we know we actually did something, we were scared of just coming to let us know the woman is pregnant for you and the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
It bothered remain for some time, but there were no form of communication. Like today, we could not have facilities to document faces. We were not so good in snapping photographs. Nobody believed that we could need such kind of information for today. I later, when I was in the police, I later found that lady somewhere around Taraba State, within Dong, when the family, she and the family went to that side to the farm. So when we went for the marriage ceremony, she came and visited me, and we had some good time. We spoke for some time, but there were nothing for me to. We had no, what that means. I came bother Philon Brown about the lady. The lady told me she later gave birth. She did that. Only just laugh. And asked me what do we do. Why don't we make time and go there search for her, because she showed me where she was. I later tried to reach one of the persons who was who we met there, but I could not find that person again. When we needed, when I remember I spoke with the younger sister, Baby Brown, who insisted on find a way that can lay hand on the people to get the lead. But I couldn't. But I know that somehow, Philon Brown must have someone somewhere that he was not officially married, and the lady too later, life became so hard with most of the people, and the few people being deserted around those areas because of the youth crisis, the Fulani crisis, and the rest. Nobody knows where. You can't start questioning about anybody now. We were kids. We had hopes. Philon Brown, Philon Brown wanted everything to be. Philon Brown thought by now he will be somewhere in the state. Because when even brought it now, I keep wondering why Philon never had the privilege to taste his music out of Nigeria. Because he actually has a kind of music that the entire world would have loved to see that artist. If you look at the album of the Power of the Hidden Hope, the whole songs there sounds like foreign musicians.
Yeah.
These songs are not sounding like a musician from the northern part of Nigeria.
Yeah.
They're sounding like the music from somebody from Africa, somebody from the Jamaica and the island. Music sounds like someone who is from the southern part of South Africa and the rest. The Philon Brown, that is just what I know about Philon.
Yeah.
But I know that you're welcome, my brother.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you're tired from rehearsals. We had to wake you up for this interview, but
I'm so fresh.
yeah. Thank you very much, and I wish you the best in the performance tomorrow. And we do hope you share some more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to put a concert. We need to put a concert because if I don't leave such legacies around, how will people treat me when I'm no longer alive?
Yeah.
I'm just some few months older than Philon Brown. We are all in our 50, 53. Philon would have been exactly 53 by October.
Okay.
And it was 53 March.
Okay.
So we're up in 1970.
Interesting.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. God bless you. And guys, thank you, Fidel Shamel.
God bless you.
Yeah, God bless.
God bless.
All right. Thank you very much. This is where we're going to stop this podcast, but we're going to leave you with one more Philon Brown song. And then please do subscribe to our channel, AkweyaTV, on YouTube. You can also like us on Facebook. You can also visit our website if you are not already accessing this from the website. Our website is www.akweyatv.com. So anything you have to say to us, we are on 090-44-800-200. You get through to us. 090-44-800-200. And you will be with us, especially on WhatsApp. AkweyaTV, we bring you history, art, culture, and development. So stay tuned. From time to time, you'll be getting this podcast from us about the arts sector and a lot more.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.